Hey guys, Pretzelman 945 here. Welcome back to another video. Um, Today I am going to be, and consequently, my next three videos are going to be updated versions of kind of like, it sounds cringy, but I dub it like the big three of my lists: movies, TV shows, video games. I'm going to start with video games today. Um, so, without further ado, let's get into it. So at number 10, I don't have a notebook or anything because I have the list memorized, is Super Mario Odyssey. Now Super Mario Odyssey was my first Mario game, and to be honest, I love it because it looks great, great soundtrack. It's very simple and it works. The platforming is super fun. It's easy for beginners like myself who are still not great at the platform of the game, but it's easy to pick up and it also has enough nuance that you can clearly see the potential, excuse me, that it could be used for. So, um, additionally, the different kingdoms are all very, very unique and fun to explore, and the process of finding moons by solving puzzles or doing something like that is very rewarding. And I think the twist on the main story that Bowser wants to marry Peach is a funny and unique twist on the Mario formula. And yeah, overall, just like I just very good game that I can just gush positive things about. Not much more to it than that. At number nine is Smash. I have collectively over 800 hours in Smash, which I know is going to sound very ridiculous. But I just, what can I say? I love the game. It is absolutely fantastic. Like the combat, the actual gameplay is just so fun and addictive, which is why I have over 800 hours in the game. It looks great. The soundtrack is absolutely amazing with so many different songs. And it just looks really nice. And just like being able to play as all the characters I like to play as is just like really, really fun. And I just enjoy that a lot. So that's why I love Smash. Um, and number eight, starting getting the deeper ones here, is Hollow Knight. Um, Now I love this game to pieces, and I do find it a bit frustrating that it's only at number eight, but that is purely because all three of my top tens, like all my top, these three top tens especially, like movies, books, and movies, TV shows, and video games, sorry, um, are just all like, they're like so like tight knit in terms of like how stiff, like like they, they don't move, like, um, they're just very tight knit lists um that like when I change something around like causes a whole amount of chaos. Um anyway, so what I love about Hollow Knight is just kind of everything. Like I think that the the art, like this game is one of the best looking games I've ever played. Art style and the graphics are gorgeous. They look incredible. And like, yeah, it's just artistic style, first thing. That's just amazing. Secondly, the soundtrack is so good. To me, it's second only behind Skyrim for best video game soundtrack. Um, I should make that video. Actually, that's a good video idea. Anyway, um, and also just like exploring the world. Like again, that partly contributes from the art design, but just the world and the world design just absolutely like sucks you in and like just makes you captivated to explore the world of Hellenist and find out what actually happened there. Sorry about that momentary interruption. Now, what do I say? Yeah, so the world design is amazing, really catches you, like draws you in. Um, Also, like the exploration, like for those who don't know, this game is a Metroidvania. And so, it fits that kind of genre perfectly, and the exploration and progression system are all superb, which also leads me into an additional facet of the game that's also really good is the combat, which also tied to the combat is perfectly tied up to progression and exploration. It's like some of the best I've ever seen in a video game, and I love Hollow Knight. At number seven is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Now, this for me is that kind of game that I can just go back and replay constantly, no matter where I am in the playthrough. I can just like start it up again or just start a completely new one just because, for like no reason. Um, now I have a lot of nostalgia for this game because I've literally been playing it since I was like 10, I think, since I got my first HP laptop, which it did not run very well on. Um, and obviously, like for its time, it looks good, but it today, actually, oh my God, what do I say? A decade, 2 decades later, 20 years later, this game is going to be 20 years old in a couple months. That's crazy. Anyway, sorry, that was a really random realization that I just happened to come upon. Um, so, um, so obviously it being made in 2003, it does have decently dated graphics, and as a result, it does have some graphical glitches, but to be honest, you can look over those. It just gets like annoying somehow, but patches. Um, but on to the positives. So the combat is okay. It's a little dated. It's probably the one thing of the game that I don't like that much, really. Um, so, but beyond that, like even that's something like the combat is just mid to me. Um, but like beyond that, like everything's amazing about this game. Like in general, like the different worlds that you explore is just like super duper fun to play through. The story itself has the best twist in video game history, which I'm not going to spoil if you have not played the game before. Um, it's like on the same level as the "No, I am your father" twist in Empire Strikes Back. Like, same like legendary level of Star Wars twist to me. Um, and like on top of that, the story is just really good. It's really entertaining, and this game is just ceaselessly entertaining because yes, you can play it through in different ways, but I just play it the same exact way every time because that's just the kind of way that I play games, and I just always have so much fun with it. So for that reason, um, I love KOTOR. Like um it's just so fun. I can just constantly play it on repeat incessantly, and I just love it. Anyway, sorry, I kind of dragged on a little bit there, so we're moving on now. At number six is Persona 5, the newest entry into this list, um, by far, because I literally only played this for the first time back in November, and it took me a solid month to finish this game. Um, and that's with like near constant playing of it because I literally became obsessed with this game. It is so, so fun. And again, the only reason it's not higher is because this list is so, so tight knit. But like everything about this game is, I can only describe as spectacular. It is like the graphics look really good. The soundtrack is amazing. The combat system is absolutely superb. Love the combat. It's so fun. The story is also really, 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 really good. All the party members are interesting. I love just the general gameplay process. It's so, so fun and incredibly addictive. And I love Persona 5. Um, I think I should also probably mention that, like, I was never able to play it because it was a PlayStation exclusive. I never owned a PlayStation. So it's been my number one, like, most wanted to play game that I couldn't play for like 2 or 3 years. And it absolutely lived up to that reputation. It actually exceeded those expectations I had built up in my head. So, yeah. At number five, this is a big ones here. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Again, this is also a very, very new one, and the only reason I actually bought this game was for two reasons. One, pure curiosity, and two, I needed a decent game to hold me over until Persona 5 came out. Um, except in the process of playing that game, it somehow became a better game to me than Persona 5, which is, I think, is absolutely incredible, and I'm going to explain why. So to start with, this game looks absolutely stunning. The graphics are beautiful, and it has an absolutely incredible soundtrack. Like so much variety to it, just like beautiful songs. Like, and there's so much of it. There's literally like 12 hours of music in this game. The OST is crazy. Um, Yeah, and just like the amount of different songs is insane. The soundtrack is so good. Uh, hmm, and the combat is also very entertaining. Exploration is decent, but it's definitely not the focal point of this game, I would say. But the combat is also really good, and I played, and part of the reason I bought this game was actually like I played the first HD remake of the first one. I bought it. I didn't like it very much, purely because the combat is bad in that game. Of like the little bit I played to it, like I barely made it past chapter 2 in that game. Um, but like this one, like just the combat is just like massively, massively improved. And so is like the map system as well. The map system and like navigation is really, really wonderfully easy in this game. Like blessedly. Um, and now we get to the no more like dancing around it. The big thing about this game is its story. Like for me, this is yeah, second best video game story. The best one we'll get to later in this list without spoiling what that game is. But like the story is so so good. It has so many twists and turns, and it manages to like sequence together events that are almost they're not almost always pay off. It never forgets a single detail in the story. Anything, any cutscene. is either referenced back as development for a character or to advance the story in no matter how small or large way. It's insane how well this game uses its story. It's just absolutely incredible. It has so many twists and turns, and every single character gets crucial moments of development that like that it doesn't even just like hone in, like it literally hones in on specific characters for that section of the story. And as I was going through the game, I was thinking, okay, yeah, I don't know. Like, like all these characters are really good. Some of these minor ones didn't get as much fun as one, except I kept playing and they got enough development. um, at first I was worried that like some of these would be underdevelopment characters, but that was simply not the case. Every single character gets like even the less like the other thing is that like it knows which character it has the story has like this knowledge that like it knows how the developers of this game knew how to give how much character to specific characters because certain ones are less essential than others. And that's what I think this story also does geniusly is like just is like it just gives the right amount of characterization to the right characters, and its ability to do that is honestly incredible. This game is so incredible. um, and number four is Skyrim. Skyrim is my favorite open world game. Um, just like I think that this is the game that has by far the best exploration system of any game. Um, and the combat is also really entertaining. There's like a ton of different styles and options you can do. Me personally, because this is just my personality, I love to be a two-handed like high HP, heavy armor, just like, run in, smack things, eat food to recover, just like wham bam, just whack it till it's dead. That's just like the type of playing stuff I enjoy. I don't even do crafting or anything else within the game, even though there's options in the game. I don't do them because the beauty of Skyrim is you can literally play it however the heck you want. Um, which I think makes it so unique. Even if the main story is quite mediocre and does leave quite a bit to be desired, there are some truly like really entertaining quest lines in this game. Um, and speaking of which, there are so many quests. I mean, like the sheer volume of quests in this game is absolutely insane. Um, obviously you have like major quest lines, but they also have like side quests. And then on top of that, there's just like a bunch of other things. Like it's just it is absolutely just insane. Like the open world is literally massive and it's so like just I realize this is a bad way. This is like really repetitive, but like it's so open and free, and that's honestly my favorite thing about Skyrim is just the fact that like you get so immersed into it, and also the fact that it has like really cool made up lore. that like really helps too. And then just a little quick point. Skyrim has the best video game soundtrack of any video game, in my opinion. Like just the sheer like the amount of songs for one is massive. It's a quite a big soundtrack. Near as big as Xenoblade 3. But, you know, it's it has a lot of songs, ton of variety to those songs. And it's just a really well made soundtrack by Jeremy Soule. I can't really say much more about it than that, really. About sums it up. Number three is Star Wars: The Old Republic. Um, now the overall story quality of this game, like I go back and forth between Xenoblade 3, which is not the number two spot, the number two and three, in terms of video game story, because I rate this in terms of overall story quality because it is an MMORPG, so it has like a lot of different quest lines and things like that, and class stories. So combining all that is what, in my opinion, about the story of this game. The overall story quality is absolutely amazing, spectacular. Like I'm running out of descriptive words here. Like just awesome. Um, like just it's so good. Excuse me. Um, yeah, the overall story quality of this game is absolutely, completely unparalleled. Um, and it is so incredibly fun. Partly because there is so much to do in this game. Like even more than like three times as many things to do in this game as Skyrim. Like just the amount of different quests you can get on the amount of different planets and just the amount of content, period, is completely ridiculous. And that is only if you're playing in single player, like I normally play. Because I don't really like it. I'm not really into the online, the multiplayer part. I like just play single player and go through the story, and it is insane how much content is available with just that side of it alone. And then you head onto the multiplayer side, and there's like twice as much stuff. It's well, not twice as much, but like one more stuff on top of that. It's insane. And like it honestly just it wows me how much stuff is in this game. The combat is also really good. All the classes are very entertaining and like the different ways you can play with the combat. It's super fun and it's really good. The graphics look nice. The soundtrack is good as well. Just like overall, like it's just an all around fantastic game that I absolutely love to death. Um, and number two is The Witcher 3. Um, now remember how I said that Store and Xenoblade 3 tie, go back over the second best video game story? This is the game that has the best video game story of all time, in my opinion. Like, just absolutely unparalleled in terms of its mastery of like character development and like plot progression and like sudden twists and turns and like it's just so enjoyable. Like every time I think about it, it's just like amazing. Even the DLC is like insanely good. Like Hearts of Stone by itself, which is like Hearts of Stone. like story thing by itself, could have been enough to get in this top 10, period. Honestly, probably not much more to the top, obviously. Top 15, top 10, easy. Just hurts so long. And that's like one DLC packet. One and one is also extremely, extremely good. And like the combat is decent, the soundtrack is really, really, really good. Um Probably like five-ish range. I really need to make that list. Um and granted, I s- granted, here's the difference. I still like Skyrim better as an open world game. Let me be specific about that. I think that Skyrim is a better open world game, but I think The Witcher 3 is a better game overall. But in terms of specifically the open world and exploration aspect, I think that Skyrim is a better game in terms of that aspect. Um, I really like the exploration in The Witcher 3. I think that it's super well done. It's just not as good as Skyrim to me. Um, and the main draw to me about this game is it is literally the ultimate example, like KOTOR, but like I just love it, love it, love it more. I can always come back to this game. This game is kind of like my comfort game in terms of like a big like storied RPG that you can have. Like I have a few different comfort games. Smash is one of them, and KOTOR as well. But this is like the big storied open world RPG that is like my comfort game, essentially. Like more so than Skyrim. And for that reason, like I just love it so much. That is why it is number two on this list. Um, Number one is Minecraft. Um, and to be honest, I have somewhat of a hard time articulating why I actually like Minecraft, so I'm gonna try and do that a little bit better here. Um, Number one, the soundtrack is amazing. It's iconic. It's incredible. Second, the gameplay premise is so simple and addictive, and I love it. Um, and that second point is pretty much kind of why I love the game because it's just relaxing and I can just play it whenever and I can just fly around, build in creative mode, or just start uh, my millionth new survival world and just like F around on that, like mess around on that um, and do stuff like that. And um, yeah, it's just so fun, man. Minecraft is just such a fun game. Um, it literally is my ultimate comfort game, way more than The Witcher 3, or Skyrim, or Smash, or Mario Kart, or any of those games. Like it is just my ultimate example of a comfort game. Um, and I also have so much nostalgia for it because I've literally been playing it for like close to a decade, like within months of it being a decade at this point since I first played the game. Um, so yeah, for that reason, Minecraft is my favorite game of all time. All right, that was the complete list. Um, of why of my top 10 favorite video games, the most recent version. I don't know if that's going to change. If it does, I'll be making another top 10 video as an update for that. Um, by the way, little thing, I did get a new laptop, which is why the camera quality is actually a massive improvement. It's still amazing, but like the lighting and just overall, it's like a lot better, and I love it. And So it's making it fun to record on this type of thing. Anyway, um, that was my list. Uh, the other two are coming up soon, and whatever video idea I have after that, I'll record next. That's basically how this channel works. Um, anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.